So, welcome to would be mine and Leah's journey, but I'm kind of going to start from the start of my horse riding journey. So, as you can see, I've been in the saddle since I was in nappies. I didn't come from any sort of a horsey family. I just started in a riding school, and oh God, look at that jump, phenomenal. So yeah, I rode in a riding school. I mean, all my life, and I'm still in the same riding school now as a fully grown adult. So yeah, I just started on riding school horses, and then I just progressed to, loaning and leasing, half leasing with people. And basically, I rode any horse that I could, any horse that people were too scared to ride or nervous to ride or needed training or schooling or whatever. Like, I hopped up on any horse ever, and it was the best learning experience for me. I just learned so much from so many different horses, and it was my favorite thing to do. So then these are kind of my two most recent loan horses I had. Echo was the grey, and then this was Bo. They were both young horses. I was kind of training them in and schooling them. This was me and my friend Bethany at Grange, a bit of cross country schooling. This was me on Echo. There's a theme here. I love a grey horse. She was a full Irish draft. This was myself and my friend Bethany again. I mean, probably 10 years ago now at this stage, when I was big and brave, jumping probably a 130 fence. This is Buster, a horse I rode for someone. I finished school, went to college, got my degree, and got my first paychecks, and I went and bought a horse. So this was my first time trying Leah, my current horse. Beth came with me to view her, and we fell in love the first time we were there. So she was 4 years old here, very green. He had just kind of backed her as a 3-year-old, put her out to the field, and had her in about 2 weeks. Was riding her about 2 weeks when I came to ride her here. So super green, super wobbly and unbalanced and everything, but I was obsessed, so she came home. That was her arriving. This is her the day she arrived at the yard. I mean, she was just my absolute dream. My bucket list for a horse was a big, tall, grey mare, and she ticked all the boxes. She's 17 hands, gorgeous apple grey, and just so much potential. She's just the loveliest, dreamiest horse I could have asked for. So we started here. You can see loads of just groundwork, loads of lunging, loads of hacking. We just kept it very basic. She was young, didn't want to overwhelm her, and we weren't in any rush, so we just did so much basics. I mean, for months all we did was very basic flat work, pole work, hacking, so much lunging to really get her nice and balanced, because she is so big. She still had a lot of growing to do and didn't have a lot of muscle tone, so we just did so much groundwork, so much basics for the first couple of months. She arrived in November, so we hadn't had the whole winter, really, winter and spring, I'd say, just basics. So we're at springtime then. We decided we'd load her up and take her out for her first time. So we went to Grange for her first ever outing, so it's just like arena cross country. Did some just very basic bits there. Then we decided to try her. We thought she's safe enough, I could try her in an open field. So we went to Carlinstown, which was fabulous. There's so many jumps, so many options. So you can see again, like, everything we're doing is so small. I mean, it looks nearly ridiculous, the size of her going over these tiny fences. But again, just to get her out, see what she was like. It was like thunder, rainstorms this day. She came on her own, big open field, all these fences,
and
and she was as good as gold.
Good.
Then we kind of, moving into summer, we really got into the jumping a little bit more. So this was her first time out show jumping schooling. We just hired the arena in Emerald. It's a local enough venue to us. But I just remember she felt great. I was so impressed this day. Like it was her first time out jumping in an arena that wasn't at home. And she felt unreal. She gave me some unbelievable jumps. I mean, some dodgy jumps as well, but some really unbelievable feeling ones. So we spent the next while just getting out, just jumping 80s. Really small, just trying to get our jump and our canter and our stride and our rhythm all together, which still doesn't really happen sometimes, but anyway. Again, just a glossary again, another just casual show, just to get a bit more experience in doing the full rounds. Again, like there are some messy moments, getting close and knocking and then launching a mile out. Anyway, so we decided we'd brave our first ever unaffiliated event at Glossary. So this was still such a memorable day for me. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. So it was our first ever dressage test. First time doing a test on grass. I remember coming out of this and just being chuffed because I felt like she performed like really like to the best of her ability. And again, for her first time competing in an event doing the three disciplines, I was so chuffed with this day. I still remember the feeling right now. Then into the show jumping. I can't remember, did we have one down? Anyway, like, it wasn't bad at all. It was quite good. And again, for her coming out of dressage, then being asked to go jump. Not a bother to her. She just got on with it. So we made it all the way to phase 3. We made it to cross country. Again, this is the first time going around a full course. I really had no idea. I thought it would be quite simple. I think we did 70s and I thought it would be simple, but it was small, but it was really technical. There was shoulder brushes and jumps and angles. So this was the last fence we made it over and I was chuffed with her. She did everything I asked her. And we actually got placed that day. We came third, which I was so happy about. All I wanted at this stage was a rosette, and I got one, and it was eventing, and I was so chuffed. So towards the end of the season, then there was no more events on, so we really got into the combined training. So again, all these combined trainings we did were so brilliant for her. She got so much practice within the dressage boards, which has really helped her at the moment. She is so comfortable. She knows her job the minute she steps into a dressage arena from all of these. So this was one in Coilogue. We did the 80/90, so we kind of stepped up the jumping a little bit as well, which was great. Just some more combined training, dressage, and each time she's got more and more comfortable within those whiteboards. And honestly, that was one of the most valuable things I've done. I feel so confident stepping into a dressage arena now from all of this. And we actually even won a few rosettes at a Dressage Ireland event, which have been added to my rather small collection. So we kind of got back on the show jumping grind again. So this was calf and equestrian. We stepped up to 90. It was quite a generous 90. Generous being quite small. But again, just like getting confident, stepping up the heights and stepping up the levels. This was JAG Equestrian Centre. We stepped up to 95 for this one, which was our biggest course we'd ever done. A very spooky arena as well. So she did very well on this. I was again chuffed with her in this. Wasn't so chuffed with my own riding, but anyway, can't all be perfect. Then I had a few lessons and clinics and stuff. So this was a cross-country clinic with Ciara and Liath. We did some really beneficial technical lines, which was great. Then I had a show jumping clinic with Commandant Jeff Curran, which was also fantastic. Here we actually stepped up to a course of 1 metre by the end of the clinic, which you'll see here now. So we started these trotting poles into the cross pole was a big thing I took away from this clinic. Jeff really recommended them. And just keeping the rhythm, not pulling in between jumps, not just letting the canter flow, and so importantly counting your strides and just riding the stride that has been set out. He really emphasised this. Again, like, this was quite a big course. We've never jumped a metre course before, but all the advice he gave just made it feel so easy and quite simple actually. Then I headed back and I had a few lessons with the man I bought her off, Tom Walsh. So this was one of our lessons in Green Oak. This was a rather short lesson because the rain rudely interrupted our lesson. It began to rain sideways, the wind whipped up. So here we were in the warm-up. He was telling me to just move her back end, get her back legs working. And then you can see the rain there. This was the last jump we did, I think, and then we had to abandon ship. But I was chuffed with that jump, so forward going, so much energy. She felt great and he was really impressed. Now we're kind of up to more recently. 2 or 3 weeks ago we went to Colossery for some more, was it combined training? Arena eventing, I think they called it. So this was one of my favourite dressage tests to date. I thought she performed really nicely in this, and again that's the feeling I was kind of saying. She's so confident in the dressage boards now, and she's only getting stronger and more balanced as she's getting older, so that's going really well. So for the jumping part of this, we actually stepped up to the metre. This was it was a full-up metre, but it was a technical course. It was tight, it was twisty, it was turny. So we were a little bit rougher the first half of this course, but we ended really quite strong. And then, was it last weekend? 2 weekends ago? We went to Mullingar for their derby. It was just arena cross country. We just dropped down to the 90 for confidence levels, and she flew. She is so confident, and I guess we're as prepared and as ready as we can be for starting our Eventing Ireland season in the next few weeks. And that pretty much brings us up to date. So this week I have entered for our first ever Eventing Ireland affiliated event in Frankfurt Stud on Easter Monday. So I can only hope all of this training and prep has us ready to give it a shot. No promises, no major expectations, but we'll give it a go. So please follow along to see how we get on. Bye.